Shalom Israel first. I mean, war, praise, and glory, honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashmiel, Shah, Ba'ashmiel, Kakodesh. I want to see Apostle Ezra Millstone, peace, citation, words of Israel. For this lesson, I want to title it The House of the Thief. And I was on social media, and this post popped up. It says, map reveals all UFO sightings reported around the world. Now, it's obviously not all, but these are, some documented UFO sightings, quote unquote UFO, because we know what they are. They're the chariots of Israel, pursuant to the scriptures. But so you see it says 1938, 1947. All right, and look like where it's majority at, where it's mainly at. And then boom, look on this side. It's kind of dim, right? Now, why is it majorly over here in Babylon, America, It's because this is the house of the thief that the scriptures talk about. And I'm about to get that in Zechariah 5, all right? Because, when you think about it, like, the Lord, He's coming to bring destruction on this place, all right? He's coming to wage war against these nations. Chiefly Esau, Edom, and think about it in war talk, for lack of better words. When a nation was about to go to war, they scoped the place out. Seeing, okay, what do they got? What routes to take, this, that, and third. Well, guess what? You can look at it like that. The Lord, He's sending the angels to scope this place out. Because the angels are the eyes of the Lord, they go to and fro from the earth, reporting to the Lord. So that's what the chariots over there, they be watching, and they watching this place. Because as we're about to read, I'm gonna read Zechariah 5:1. All right, it says, then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll, and it's a chariot, so-called UFO, and what a flying roll. What else could this be? Not no damn biscuit flying in the air and shit, like, or a flying Tootsie Roll. Like, no, let's not be simple here. All right, that's how the chariot looked. It looked like a roll. When Zechariah saw it, it says, and he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered and said, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. It says, then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on that side according to it, and everyone that swears shall be cut off as on that side according to it. All right, and as it says, it's a curse. All right, it's a curse to who? The wicked. Esau, Edom, these other nations, as well as 2/3 Jake, because the chariots, when the Lord come back, as long alongside with the angels, they're coming to bring deliverance to the nation of Israel, the elect of the nation of Israel, and they're coming to bring destruction on 2/3 of the nation of Israel, as long as these heathens. That's the curse for these heathens. Because it's not coming to save you; it's coming to destroy you. All right, and then these are the vehicles that's going to gather the elect. All right, it says, I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief. And who's the house of the thief? Where is the house of the thief? It's here in Babylon. Did this place not get did this place not get robbed? It got stolen. This is stolen land. And who resides on this land? Who lives on this land right now? The Israelites. We were stolen and brought here, in slavery. So Esau, you gotta pay for that shit, bro. There's no other way around it. The Lord is coming back for that ass. Alright, He's coming to smoke you, Esau. It says it shall enter into the house of the thief, in the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. Alright, and ultimately the chariots are going to play as alongside as the missiles, going to play a role in bringing this place down. All right, Scripture says it's only going to take the Lord 1 hour to destroy this place. You know, it's Revelation. I believe it's 19. Let me just get it a fact check. Revelation 18 and 10, it says, standing afar off, it says, for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for 1 hour is thy judgment come. Man, that's the destruction of this place. And how was a landmass so big, all the shit that's in it, gonna be destroyed in 1 hour? What technology or what is gonna cause that to happen? You know, the ICBMs, you know, as well as the laser beams from the Cherry. Alright. But let me go to Revelation 13 or 2 13. Because these Edomites, they scared. Alright, because they know these chariots ain't for their benefit. They're here to wreak havoc on this place. Alright. Because I was watching one of the bros from the elder bros from GMS Kansas City, and he was going into the chariots and how they had like a press meeting basically for one of the chariots, and basically there was a if I'm not mistaken, a nuclear missile basically went off. Like no one like did anything, but the chariots came through. They hacked the code and they shot that motherfucker. I don't think it was it's lucky if I'm wrong. It may not have been a nuclear missile, but something got detonated. A missile got detonated, and they didn't know what it was, and they were scared because they knew it was the chariots. Because you had chariots that were like, I believe it was circling around and just chilling there, and then the chariots they hacked the code. They found the code to detonate the missile, and boom, the missile had like a launch time that it was about to be sent out or something like that. I'm trying to I guess you could explain it to the best of my ability, because I don't remember exactly how it was, but it was something to that effect. But that just goes to show you the power of the Lord, bro. Like, the Lord, these scriptures are going to be fulfilled, And the brother, the elder, he made a good point. Esau don't even have to shoot the missile. The Lord can shoot the missile from one end, and, boom, they get that alert. All right, bet, we shooting our missiles. So Esau, you don't have to start it. Just know that it's going to get shot. All right? The Lord's words don't go out void. So, at this point, this man, time is not on this man's side. But I'm going to read 2 13 and 6. It says, but I beheld, and lo, and he had graven himself a great mountain and flew upon it. All right? And that's talking about a giant chariot. And one of the bros from GMS St. Jersey, or St. Jersey, GMS affiliate, he was going to a video how a chariot way bigger than the sun passed by. Like, bro, the vehicles are out here, the chariots are out here. All right, Esau knows who's controlling these ships. Esau knows what it is. That's why he's so scared. And that's what. But scriptures tell us in Jeremiah, I believe it's 10, Jeremiah 10 and 2. Learn not the way of the heathen, and neither be dismayed upon the signs of heaven. All right, dismayed, being worried, frightened. What is there to worry about? This is the way. This is our deliverance. You know, what do you think we was? What do you think we were singing in the field? You know, during captivity. Well, we were still in captivity, but when we was in the fields picking cotton, swing low, sweet chariot, carry me home. Roughly paraphrasing, but you know, roughly quoting. Talking about the chariots, we got a connection with the chariots. They're with us. Alright. You know, a quick point to bring up is Elisha's servant. You know, when Elisha told his servant, he said, "There be many more with us than there be with them." You know, even read the Maccabees. You know, like the angels on our side, bros. And that's something that we got friends in high places, as you know, as that saying is. But it's true. You know. Okay, how about Shmi al-Shah? But I'm gonna keep reading. It says, but I would have seen the region or place whereout the hills graven, and I could not. So basically, Ezra was seeing a chariot so big that it covered the whole earth, and he couldn't. Damn, he couldn't see the end of the chariot, either end. That's how big the chariot was. It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet there's fight. And what do you think that war in heaven is spoken about in Revelation? You know, Satan, his angels fought against the Lord and his angels. You know, roughly paraphrasing. You know, that's not talking about the fallen angels, bro. That's talking about Esau and his military fighting against the Lord and the angels. All right, they gonna be so scared, but guess what? The Lord gonna put the spirit on them to fight, and they gonna be decimated. All right, you see what happened when they shot that missile on a chariot. You know, they didn't do shit. You know, the missile just like it literally like bounced off the chariot, like, and that just goes to show you, bro, like this ain't no joke. Esau is scared, you know. But hey, we gotta rejoice, because it is now high time to wake out of sleep, for our salvation there than we believe. Look up, you know. Chariots is here. Seeing chariots on a daily, you know, a little light just kind of cruising by. Like, bro, the chariots is out here, bro, and they coming to deliver us. Lord willing, you know, we probably elect. All right, but it says, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks of tempest. All right, and that's talking about that's a laser beam. You know, chariot just that concentrated fire just shoot. You know, like, damn, bro. Esau can't compete, bro. So this is why this nigga so scared. It's gonna be a fearful thing. You know, you see a giant chariot, and chariot shoot a laser beam at, you know, Esau and his military. You know, these little YNs and shit. Like, bro, these chariots come and wreak havoc. Alright, but you know, they're for our benefit. So, you know, hey, that's the strangeness of our salvation. You know, Lord willing, we'll get beamed up in the twinkling of an eye. So in the 1 Corinthians 15 chapter. All right, and shoot, once that happens, bro, that's life. But yeah, so you know, it was just a quick video. You know, almost at my destination, but I thought this is all through the spirit, impromptu. But hey, these Edomites, these heathen, they scared because they know what time it is. All right. So with this, hopefully it was well said and edifying. Want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh by Shemel Shah, by Shemel Dash. Till next time, shalom.